Is that this way? Yeah, apparently. Some vampires, guys. Well, for this one, we really need our bow. There's no way we want to get close to those guys anytime soon. You with me, guys? What? I'm alone. Oh boy. I'm not going alone. Vampires. No way. Well, am I gonna go myself? Doesn't sound like a good idea. Unless I want to become a vampire, and it's not in my roadmap. Yeah, I'm not going without you guys. If you can't go, I don't go. So what else do we have to do? We got to go here. Report Lefnar's death to his family at Healthwood Mill. Let's do that. No, I'm gonna go with my people.
What are we going to kill today? Bandits? Forsworn? Imperials? Stormcloaks? So many choices. So hard to choose.
Come along, no more stops. We need to find our way to Solitude.
Why are we even going to a wedding at this far-flung end of the Empire anyway?
I told you, it's the wedding of Vittoria Vici, an extremely well-connected merchant with the East Empire Company. The Emperor's cousin, remember? Hopefully these gifts will put us in her good graces, secure that import deal, and lead the way to an audience with the Emperor.
Well, maybe we can reach this cave this way.
Soldiers win wars, but where to put them is the key.
What's that building up there? It's a farm.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. What did you want?
Okay. You seem quite exhausted.
Is it that obvious? I've got my hands full here. Between the farm chores, cultivating my supply of nirnroot, and keeping a tight rein on my sister Adori, there's little time for rest.
Sounds terrible. Good luck.
I don't need luck. I need rest.
Oh. Do you have any tools to
Of course.
sell? Ah, no, we already have some shovels.
Back to work.
Okay. So, apparently this leads nowhere. Let's see if we can reach this place from here. Apparently no. This way, no. This way. Guys, why you? Oh, here you are. I see someone.
You here for the skooma? Head around inside. There's a trap door that'll lead you in.
Oh, how do we get that thing? We're not here for the skooma.
Did I ever tell you I spent half a year in a dungeon? It took 3 companions to haul me in. We don't know what for, but I reckon they had good cause.
If you're buying, go on in. Otherwise, shove off.
Well, no, not necessarily interested, but I don't see no entrance. Oh, it's the trapdoor. Let's have a look. This is a drug addict place, skooma addict place. Everybody's sick in there.
Hold it. If you're going downstairs, you keep your weapons to yourself, or we'll be getting better acquainted. Head on in, and behave yourself.
Okay. So let's take off our weapon. What this is. I can't believe it.
Oh, welcome, welcome. I don't believe we've seen you here before, have we? You can buy from me, then join any booth you'd like.
We're gonna call the police, man. Oh gosh, can't believe who added this to my game. It's a bandit. You sick?
Bloodsuckers, vampires. Take every precaution. One bite and you could end up as one of them.
You there! Bring me another bottle of skooma. Wait, who are you? You look like fun. Pull up a seat, friend.
What? Who? You're that one from Helgen. Barely made it out of there myself. I hurt my back and I just need something for the pain.
I can't believe it. Who had it this? Are you dead or something? He's dead. She's dead. Okay, guys, we're gonna. So well. Did you see the people that they are dying? I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Go on downstairs. You're bothering me.
Okay, I won't bother you. I don't know which mod is coming with, but oh boy, oh, it's terrible. One of our plants is terrible. Okay, let's see. It seems we are in the right direction. The guy was talking about vampires, so maybe he knows about this place we're looking for. Seems like we need to recharge our bow. Okay. It seems like it should be somewhere around here. I don't see the entrance, guys.
A cave. Dark. Dangerous.
Yeah. Vampire cave. Hasn't been so easy to find. Apprentice necromancer. So that's where we're going, guys. We found it. And there's no nightshade or whatsoever. Strange.
What is the meaning of war? Is it an opportunity for triumph, or evidence of our greatest failure? Ours is to vanquish the unliving, but is that the true path? Is our way, our world, something worth saving? Answer my query, stranger, and I will know the difference between triumph and failure.
Who's that dude? Should we speak with him or what?
Answer my query, and I will tell you if words have any meaning.
Of course, war has no meaning.
Show them no mercy.
I don't care for wizards, so I'm brief.
My intent was not to confuse. I've been so consumed by this quest I didn't know where else to turn.
What is the war you're referring to? What quest are you on?
For the last 2 years, I have embarked on a single road. Ours was to walk its twists and turns, overcome its many obstacles. All the while believing that if I followed it to the end, I would find redemption.
Oh.
Only it appears the road ends here.
When I
in
was
this
in the dungeon,
hollow cave,
a bunch of the guards
with the
used to
corpse of
torture
the
the
child
prisoner
I
in the
was
cell
asked
next
to
mine.
save.
Wasn't right.
It was rumored that the
Wasn't
child left
fair.
for Eastmarch to join the Stormcloaks, in defiance of the father's alignment with the Empire. For a lord's house, the truth was far more incriminating. And for a loving father, one far more heartbreaking. Thus the Lord could not trust anyone, save an Argonian prisoner. One guilty of the child's same crime. Vampirism.
This appeared to be a necromancer hideout, not a vampire lair.
Vampire dens have always been notoriously easy to track. Theirs is to cling to the fringes of a major hold, close to the road where traders pass. That is where a runaway vampire would seek shelter amongst her kind. This one, however, had spent her entire life in the care of her noble parents. Hers was to run to where no one else could find her. The caves and nooks where darker forces wish to carry on unseen.
So what will you do now?
Ours is to wait here for more of her brethren. The girl may have taken a liking to some of them, and chosen to infect rather than kill. If you're in need of a companion, however, I will be honored to journey with you on your quest.
Oh no, I'm not too much into snake people. But you were saying you were guilty of vampires. Are you a vampire?
Yes, the skin, eyes, and fangs are telltale signs. But some men can't be sure the same is true for other races. I was staying at an inn near the border when one of the local Nords decided to take offense with my presence. His was to challenge me to a brawl, and when I refused, he accused me of being a vampire.
That probably didn't go over very well.
The word was toxic. That morning, 2 bodies were found outside, torn to shreds. Unrecognizable masses, if not for the bones and teeth. Things were tense around the village, and the gods were in a hurry to solve the case and placate the locals. I made an easy scapegoat. Locked in that cell for days, I began to starve. Not for blood, but for food. Theirs was to offer me bread in exchange for a confession. It was better to die by the axe than starvation, but few can stomach either. So I did what all mortals do when there is no logical escape. I prayed. To Julianos for temperance, to Shandar for mercy, to Mara for love. And when I awoke the next morning, my cage was gone, as was my hunger.
You sucked the blood of the gods. The divine breed. You sucked the blood out of the divine freed you from prison.
Not quite. But they granted me the resolve to persevere, so that I could give those who would aid me time to arrive. This is how the divines act. Not through direct force, but through a subtle nudge, an encouraging word, or a favorable wind.
Who freed you then?
The night before, I was paid a visit by a man, his face shrouded by the hood of his robe. In his arms he cradled an urn, filled with the dust of a vampire. The dust was to be scattered around my cell, as proof of my demise. I knew not how much coin he had passed to my jailers, but it was enough to carry on with the ruse. Outside the barracks, a carriage awaited us both. It took us to a nearby chateau, where I would meet my true employer.
What happened next?
When they brought me before the house lord, I told him I did not kill those men. He told me he already knew. The real murderer was his own kin. He asked me if it was true about vampires, if they formed clans, family. He wanted to know if I knew where his daughter had fled. I told him no, but I could find her. After all, I was a hunter, a member of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. So I told him why I came to Skyrim and my desire for penance. Then he made an offer. A second chance for him, his daughter, and for me.
Okay. You said finding the girl was a form of penance. What crime did you commit?
Before coming to Skyrim, I had spent my life hunting vampires for the Order. Much like the Vigilants, we often hunted in pairs. My partner was a Nightblade named Arlas. He used stealth and shadow to eliminate our targets, while I covered him from a distance. His was a remarkable courage. Many in the Order prefer long-range attacks to avoid the chance of infection. Arlas never deterred from his methods. Courage alone, however, was not enough to prepare us for what lay in that den nearly 4 winters ago.
What happened to him?
I watched Arlas scout ahead from afar, melding to the shadows in search of the enemy. The den was for all intents and purposes empty, yet the center table showed not a fleck of dust, and the torches on the wall were recently lit. A shiver swam up my tail like a cold fish, but I knew Arlas was safe so long as he stuck to the shadows. Until I saw the shadows themselves move. The shadow spread its wings, as did the others, cloaking the room in darkness. They came from above, like bats descending on their prey. Ours was to call to my friend and reach for my staff, trying to shield his escape with fire. We barely made it out alive, but not unscathed. One of those foul demons had raked its talons across Arla's back. All I had to do was look into his narrowing pupils to see the infection had taken root.
So you killed him. Why you didn't just give him a potion?
It was progressing faster than any case of vampirus I had ever witnessed. Potions had no effect. There was no time to take him to a healer.
What did you do?
Ours was to ask for his last request. He said, "Cure me." I thought it was a joke. He always made me laugh. Now I know the extent of my folly. Months later, I discovered his journal while putting away his things. It seems he had anticipated infection from the moment he joined the Order. He had been corresponding with a mage named Phalion. A mage who was studying a cure.
There's no guarantee the cure will work.
Yours is truth I once believed. But in the years that followed, I was riddled with doubt, wondering if I should have done more for my friend. Then I met the nobleman, and once more my faith in the divines and the Order was restored. But now that his child is dead, I am once more lost. Perhaps it is our meeting that will help me find my way again.
How did you track the child?
It was a hunch, but with nary a lead, ours was to rely on chance. So I listened for rumors of necromancy first, and vampires second. There was an argument at the Bee and Barb about some nefarious activity near Source Stone. Some claimed it was black mages, others said vampires. Ours was to follow the lead here, to Boulderfall Cave. One could only pray to Arcade that our arrival was not too late.
I assume the bodies mean you were too late.
Not exactly. The child was still alive when I entered the cave. Not only alive, but healthy and smiling. One of the bodies that lies here was once a highborn, the kin of a noble. My old friend Arlas had a saying, "Sickness is a virtue." The healthier a vampire was, the more often he had fed. The girl left me no choice. Hers was an existence that lived to feed, to milk the blood of those around her, including the unwitting necromancers that took her on as an apprentice.
Okay.
Someday, I will return to that village and tell her father a lie. It is not one that can be told right away. I will tell him she was a sweet girl who ran to protect him. A girl who laughed, who danced, and who loved. A girl who sought a cure, and in the absence of one, took her own life. Ours is to tell him she achieved everything we hoped to out of life in a quarter of the time.
You ask about the point of war. What war do you fight?
It was a question that was asked of me whenever I began to doubt my faith or the side I have chosen in this fight. Ours is a life consumed by blood. I have lost family to wars great and small, wars on the battlefield and in the mind. Wars blur the lines of morality. until we know not whether victory is a triumph of the spirit, or a failure to be civil. Only as members of the Order of the Virtuous Blood, ours was a resolve that could not favor, even when our foes wore the faces of children. What is the meaning of war? It is to fight for a cause that is absolute, against an evil that deserves no clemency.
Is that what you believe? Then what's the problem?
If sanguine vampiris is merely a disease, one that can be cured, then my faith is once more cast into doubt.
I've never trusted magic types.
Ours was a childhood race to do
Destroy
one thing.
them.
Hunt vampires. I know of no other life.
Okay, so you kill a girl. I don't understand your story, man. And it seems like you have thousands of more lines to say.
Riften is where they make Blackbriar mead. We should head down there, have ourselves a little taste test.
Yeah, probably that's what we should do. Herbalist Guide to Skyrim. Some garlic. Why so much garlic and you have a baby vampire here?
Yours is to pass, and ours is to delight.
Alchemy notes. Detection effect of mode. We're gonna leave you there with your meditation. Igna, that was the girl. Igna, what do you have? Vampire dust. She was a vampire, really. Okay. Wow. It was a trap. Well, I wanted to kill the guy, man. He has a long story about vampirism. And really, we already had a lot of it. We don't know, I mean, we should have asked him what this blood thing is. This order of vampire fighters. Condom Hall. But I think we got already. He wants to be a follower, but we don't want no snake people. Gonna make me have nightmares. I won't be able to sleep anymore if we have a snake guy in the team. So, oh man, look at that, nighttime. How we gonna do? We can't sleep in the cave with this vampire baby. Well, he was no vampire. I mean, he was just one, the child. Let's put the tent here, no choice. Okay, 4 firewood. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I need to build another tent. Actually, I could do that right now. I have a tiny rack. Use. So we can do a large leather tent with 2 bedrolls. Small full tent, small full tent bedroll, small leather tent bedroll. What? Large leather tent? No. It's a small full tent bedroll. 2 leather, 6 for plate. We need 2 leather. So let's make some leather. Leather out of what? Werewolf. Okay. Large leather tent, small full tent, small leather tent. Okay, so now I can pack this up. I can pack this up. And put the next leather tent with 2 bedrolls. Like that everyone can sleep.